Okay, so Nanna, welcome.
Thank you.
Green Vision IT. Can you maybe explain me a little bit about what the vision is for Green Vision IT?
Yes, absolutely. Well, Green Vision IT has been established since I wanted to look into how we can improve the way that we work with technology. And the reason is that I think that it's a time right now in the world where it is even more important than ever to look at good solutions for reducing CO2. So that is why Green Vision IT has been established, so that we can learn and adjust and rethink the way that we work with IT in general.
Okay. And when did you come up with this idea of Green Vision IT?
Well, it's a really good question. I came up with this idea for Green Vision IT because I've been working for many years in the IT sector. And while working in the IT sector in different roles, in enterprise architecture roles, IT leader roles, etc., I realized that we are doing a lot of things in the IT sector where there are great opportunities for making adjustments, for using less energy in the way that we work. And why is that relevant? Well, it's relevant because I think that we are not moving fast enough in the way that we focus our energy on what we also can work with in the technology industry and take responsibility equally as with other industries such as manufacturing, the whole energy sector, etc. That my reflection working as a technologist for many years is basically there are so many chances of improving to reduce CO2. It is not actually the pollution, if you can say it like that, is basically the energy used behind all the technology that we use. And for that to be used more efficiently, we can do adjustments in the way that we develop new software, the way that we develop and establish new hardware, the way that we introduce new digital products. Everything we do actually with technology, we can rethink and improve. And that is the background. Over the years, basically, I saw all the gaps, and that's why I established Green Vision IT, because I think now is the time. It's important for all of us to stick together around the world, whatever we do, whatever our profession is. This is a time to really do something about it. It will be a common thing in the future that you have to report how much CO2 you emit when you want to take a business loan, when you and how you operate your business will be transparent. Also, how much CO2 do you emit, and then also how much CO2 does your products or your services emit as well. So the EU legislation has kind of put in sentiments a structure so that companies and organizations are basically mandatory, need to do some actions, and they have to report on those actions every year equally with their financial reporting. So this is like Green Vision IT's scope, looking into what changes do you then need to do in your technology organization and in your business strategy in order to be able to move towards a better, services that are more sustainable, products that are more sustainable, and IT organizations supporting that journey for the business in a more sustainable way than they do today. So typically Green Vision IT will look into through the eyes of the CEO. What are their targets? Where do they want to go with their business? Then I will basically, for each level of the organization, look into and help organizations and companies to become aware of the different elements in the process throughout the whole chain, what changes that they can optimize in favor of sustainability. And by the end of the day, the full target and the objective of it all is, of course, to help the challenges for the organizations to become more and more focused on how they can emit less in the operations, in the way they develop their products, and in the way that they develop their services, and how much also the services are impacting the environment. When you develop new products, having a circular assessment and methodology to from the beginning, when you develop a new service or a new product, a new anything in your company or organization, you need to already, when that idea is born, have a circularity mindset and a circularity method, because you have to think about the product or the service from cradle to grave. So I can help with that challenge. And then another challenge that are out there, you're asking about what challenges do we have. Another challenge with working in the IT sector as a whole is to interact between the vendors and the IT people in your organizations. For instance, a good example, if cloud providers have to become greener, they are actually relying on their customers becoming greener. If the customers, the organizations, people in the organizations or companies, they have to work greener, they have to rely on the vendors becoming greener. So it's a partnership, building a strategy around how do you actually become greener throughout the whole chain. There are a lot of stakeholders involved, from the CEO all the way down to the IT operation, supporting technician or consultant, or what is called in your company, and having like a really clear strategy of what you want to focus on to enhance, and also have objective key results, so that with some clear metrics in your organization, so that it actually is part of how you are measured as an employee in your organization. That it's ingrained that sustainability and sustainable IT or sustainable development is basically a completely integrated part of your daily work. Whatever department you're in your organization, this is a challenge, and that journey I can help organizations to overcome that challenge and structure that process by doing that.
How does Green Vision IT help customers?
Well, first of all, by finding out, first of all, Green Vision IT will always look at the particular customer, finding out their particular challenges. From those particular challenges, I would assume that customers will only contact Green Vision IT if they have a green ambition. If they have that, typically the first question Green Vision as Green Vision IT would ask is your CEO in this project? Is this the CEO's ambition? Why will I ask that question? I will ask that question because all the changes necessary to adjust in favor of becoming in favor of emitting less CO2 in your operation and via your products or services as an organization, it has to be something on the top management level. It can be a bit difficult to do it bottom up in organizations because there are so many dependencies on budgets from top management, etc. So I think my services is very tailored towards that particular challenges of that particular customer. But it will always be in the scope of reducing CO2. Some people are heavily challenged by a lot of technical debt. Technical debt is very, very unfortunate for the environment. Technical debt is something that is very hard not to have in an organization. And what is technical debt? Technical debt is typically that you do solution quickly because you need time to market focus. You need to be out there on the market and you need to be quick, and some of your competitors are just behind you, so you need to be quick and you have to prioritize like that. So another challenge that I could help Green Mission IT would help with is to look into, how much technical debt do you have and what must be in place, what can be done with your strategy, governance-wise, and tactically and operationally, the whole chain throughout your organization, in the way that you work. What do you do about the technical debt you have now, and what do you do to remove the technical debt over time? And then in the end, how much greener will you be? That has to be transparent. So it will typically be that Green Mission IT will come into a company and will use the good and clever people in that particular company. So if Green Mission IT has to work from top down, from vision to down to delivery, there will be a partnership and with the stakeholders involved, and there will be so that the changes are done inside that company, in the organization, and so that it's not like when Green Mission IT is not involved anymore, they can't move on. It has to be done inside the organization, and that's why I work like this.
Yeah.
According to Harvard Business Review, there are many different numbers you can find with different information about this matter. Is that in 2040, if we do nothing in the information, communication, and technology sector to become more sustainable, then we'll end up emitting up to 14% of the total emission, CO2 emission in the world. That's for me too much. And this is why this topic and this work is very, very important. People are getting very positive when I speak because many of them are actually not realizing that at this stage right now, we are actually emitting nearly the equivalent to the aviation industry. We talk about don't fly. We talk about take the car. We talk about buy your electric car and all that. That is all, everything matters. I'm always happy for all initiatives. We do not talk enough about how much we emit in the ICT sector. It's so important to get it spread out so leaders and specialists and people with a technologist heart, they start making changes and rethinking the way that they work, even without Green Mission IT.
Where do you operate as a Green Vision IT?
I operate in Europe. I am physically focused in Denmark, but I'm not limited to Denmark at all. I am able to deliver my advisory services remotely. I can offer a process of helping with strategy for an organization, how to get started, and how to integrate sustainability on each step of the whole chain in your company. I can do that remotely, but I can also do it physically here from Denmark. I am also mobile, so if there is a task or a project in Italy or in Spain or in Sweden or wherever it would be, it could also be in Dubai, then I am mobile for those specific projects or tasks.
What would be the help a typical customer would get?
The help for the particular customer would be that I would typically start with finding out what are the challenges for that particular customer. Finding out what are they approaching Green Vision IT to get help for finding out how their e-waste is, what's the status of e-waste, how much do they emit via e-waste in their company. Then I would basically be able to offer leading a process in that particular organization or company, finding out, do they have anything in their strategy that is pointing to this, and if not, how do you build it into your strategy, and how do you go from having a strategy and then into implementation, and what must be in place in order to deliver an e-waste roadmap, an e-waste governance, an e-waste strategy in that particular organization, and how do you actually measure that? So that would be an example of a service. Another challenge could be that you have an organization that is doing a lot of IT development. In that case, a challenge and a service that I could provide in Green Vision IT is to look into the procurement process. Why is that important to look into the procurement process? Well, basically there are differences in how much CO2 is emitted depending on how the service is what type of energy the service is using. So when you look at cloud, when you look at on-premise, for instance, when then you will find out, okay, are there any optimizations in my procurement process, in the way that I work with doing procurement on software and hardware in my company, in my organization? Then I can, Green Vision IT can lead a process, look into, okay, how can you optimize this part? And then a third example is that Green Vision IT can lead a process also identifying where in your development process, when you develop your own IT for your own company, it could be for your e-commerce site, it could be for your corporate site, it could be any digital solutions that you do for yourself in your company. I can help looking into the development process in that particular organization to look for the different parts of the process where you can optimize that process in favor of reducing CO2, because there are some very practical things that you can do in that process that Green Vision IT can help you focus on and improve.
Okay. So, for example, I'm a CEO and I want to get in contact with you. How do I do that?
Well, it's a really good question. I will always be available via the Green Vision IT's company mail, which is contact@greenvisionit.com, and that's the best way to get hold of me. And I definitely think that everyone that see this as a strategic initiative for that particular organization can always also try and find me on LinkedIn and write me on LinkedIn. I think the impact of making changes is very, very important to be done from top management, because that's where you can really move and change and do positive change in your organization in favor of basically looking better in the long run on your reporting, because you're actually moving your company into a greener future. So that I think is very important, that leaderships would be the ones that I can help support that journey, and also people that have a specialized knowledge in the company, but they can approach me via email or via LinkedIn.
Great, thank you. Final question, what are your targets for 2024?
My targets for 2024 is Green Vision IT have been at a lot of conferences in 2023. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've been in Milano, I've been in Berlin, I've been doing different things also in Denmark, and it is very, very evident and that we are in a world where when I take up this topic, it is super, super relevant for a lot of people. So my targets for 2024 is to even spread it out more, both via doing professional speaking, as Green Vision IT is one of the services from Green Vision IT, doing advisory at more helping management moving forward with this agenda, and then also I think it's very, very important just as a person, not just as a company, to impact this. So there are many, many good things in the pipeline for 2024, and there will be there's definitely a lot of feedback and a lot of attention on this matter, and I look so much forward to 2024. I can see the curve is going up, and I of course hope to also become more known more broadly in Europe, and seen as a company that can deliver from anywhere really in the world, and so I look forward to 2024. I'm very positive.
Great. Thank you very much, Nanna.
Thank you very much,
I wish you
Sander.
all the best for your targets for next year, and your green vision for our future planet. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sander, for having me.